Hi everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV and your latest Liverpool news update. My name is Dan Clubb, that's Chloe Bloxham, as you can see on the screen there. Hope we are well. Please get involved in the chat as we go along, as you so often do so wonderfully. I will be bringing them up over the course of the next half an hour. Hi Chloe Dan, hope you're well. Hope you're well as well, Lee. And Joanne Alviso, one of our regular contributors here, as is Lee, by the way. We're having a wonderful day. Hope you are too. Chloe, you good?
I'm good, yeah. Sun's out again.
Sun is out again, yeah, ahead of a sunny weekend by the looks of it as well, around Liverpool and Merseyside. Hope it's nice wherever you are as well in the world. We've got quite a lot to get through. We'll save the big best news till last. Potentially that may well change if people kick off in the chat enough. I might just be forced to go early on it. I mean, we don't have an update. We're just going to talk about the update. Let's get that out there early doors. Let's speak first, Chloe, about Dominic Solanke. Now, that feels like I'm gone back in time a little bit when saying that, but David Lynch has tweeted that Liverpool will be receiving $7.6 million thanks to a 20% sell-on clause they negotiated in the deal that took Solanke to Bournemouth. Now, that is because he looks to be on his way to Spurs in what would be a club record fee for them. Lynch has clarified that it's 20% of any profit over the $90 million fee agreed between Bournemouth and Liverpool back when that was a thing. Thank you, Michael Edwards, by the way. Ultimately, Chloe, we're not going to spend too long talking about this, but nice little dropsy for Liverpool there, a little bit of windfall coming, which could, who knows, go some way towards paying a little bit of transfer fee off elsewhere.
Yeah, you never, turn your nose up at that. A little 7.6 might help us this window. And also, fair play to Dominic Solanke because he left Liverpool with a lot of people doubting him, and all of a sudden he's got his move to Spurs, who, that is quite a big fee, but I guess if Richarlison was 50 mil, then, a prolific goal scorer over there should be more than that. So, yeah, fair play to Dominic Solanke. What a boss season he had last season, and he's deserved the bigger move, and he's got it.
Yeah, no, absolutely, 100% agree with that. I had a super chat in from Josh Owen, who says, good news, please, just had his wisdom tooth out. I guess that is good news because it's out now, but we'll hopefully bring you some more good news as well over the next 20 odd minutes or so. But yeah, congratulations. Is that something you say? That's not something you say. You don't get a card from like Clinton's for getting your wisdom tooth out now. Well done, though. It's out now.
Yeah.
I had a wisdom tooth once. It proper hurt. So I sympathise. I feel your pain. But it's out now, like I say, so you're clear. Abdu Deme says, hi, Chloe. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Thank you. Dan.
Hi, Abdu. I'm also here. No, on a serious note, that's nice. It can be nice to see Chloe and not me. I fully get that.
You've been here. You've been here last week, but you were here the week before that where I wasn't. So maybe he's just seen you more recently.
And God, I would be sick of seeing me as well if that was the case. Okay, let's deal next. What should we do next? Let's do Lewis Koumas next. That feels like the more recent news that's been happening actually in and around the big news as well. It looks like he's set to move to Stoke, Chloe. 18 years old. He's going to sign a new contract as well with Liverpool, which kind of doubles down on Liverpool's hopes and aspirations for him becoming something, of course. That's often the case when loan moves happen, but Liverpool giving him a new deal and sending him on a season-long loan to Championship Stoke. We've seen one appearance of him last season in the first team, but really exciting prospect. Only 18, very attacking, very direct. Good move.
Yeah, it is. He deserves to go and develop and improve himself. Like you mentioned there, we saw him. He scored on his debut for Liverpool, and what an absolute moment that was for him being a Liverpool fan. And next year we've got Champions League football, so there'll be less kind of opportunities because we know the Europa League did offer a lot of opportunities to our youngsters. So it's a good move for him, good move to go and develop, and also know that he's signing a contract at Liverpool as well. So we believe in him as well for when he comes back. But you've just got to go and develop, get more experience, build yourself out more, make sure that you're physically ready to come back and play at the highest level. And like you said there, he's 18, so this is a good move for him. Hopefully he can come back stronger. Hopefully he has a good season with the goal contributions because I think we're all really excited about Liverpool's youngsters, him being one of them.
No, absolutely, 100% agree with that as well. I think he's another one who needs that first team exposure because you're right, he's not going to get so much of it at Liverpool next season with us being back where we belong in the Champions League. Bruno Guimaraes next. Let's address this one. A report from Ben Jacobs and Give Me Sport has claimed that Liverpool are eyeing up Bruno Guimaraes. It mentions a $100 million release clause. It says Liverpool have made an inquiry about Bruno Guimaraes, and there are those close to the Brazilian who are yet to rule out late window drama, even though the midfielder has said he's happy at St James's Park. It goes on to mention Man City interested in him as well. I don't know about you, but it feels as though, we're going to touch on Zubimendi in more detail in a moment, but I don't see Zubimendi and Guimaraes personally. We're going to focus on Wataru Endo too before the end of the show, but there's already a chance that somebody has to go if Zubimendi arrives. So signing Zubimendi and then spending another £100 million on a midfielder, I don't see it personally.
No, I think Eddie Howe came out and said that they have to sell more players before the end of the transfer window, obviously to do with FFP or PSR, whatever it is called now. So maybe that is the one that's fueled all of this. Liverpool were apparently interested in terms of, just asking about him, but it's Manchester City, the team that everyone expects to put a bid in for him. Decent player, but to be fair to him, I like what he came out and said the other day. He came out and said, I'm happy at St James's Park. I've said I'm happy here, and I want to create history here. So I like him. If I was a Newcastle fan, I'd be absolutely made up. But also, if Manchester City came knocking, don't be surprised if he absolutely turns away from you to go there. But yeah, one of them where his price tag is just a little bit outrageous to me. Good player, has done it in the Premier League, but his price tag is absolutely ridiculous. And you'd imagine that it'd be one of either Zubimendi or Guimaraes, and it looks like Zubimendi might just be a little bit further down the line for Liverpool.
No, absolutely agree with that. Yeah, seemingly a lot further down the line. Let's address it then before I get literally lynched by the chat. They've all been very nice. I'm only half joking, but they do want to know what's going on in the Zubimendi saga. Now, the update I had for you sort of this morning has moved on rapidly ever since, to be honest with you. The latest update, if you can even call it that, it's literally 3 emojis from Florian Plettenberg, but let's run with it anyway. He tweeted this about 20 minutes ago, I want to say now, and it's just pointing down to his tweet with a tick with a Spanish flag, as you can see there, and it's just referencing his tweet from last night. And the key line in this one for me, Chloe, we'll speak about the situation and the player in more detail now, but the key line there is 25-year-old midfielder is keen to join LFC with immediate effect, and that's the biggest concern here. For anyone not sort of across the situation, Liverpool like the player. Seemingly the player likes Liverpool. Liverpool are willing to pay the money required to get the player, but actually cutting the apron strings and walking away from his boyhood club. He's come through the ranks there. He's a Basque lad, all that sort of stuff. Actually walking away from Real Sociedad is proving quite difficult for him. But again, Florian Plettenberg, amongst other journalists, coming out and saying that he is open to, possibly will decide that now is the right time to do that.
Yeah, if he would have just put a red circle on the end of that, I think it would have helped a lot of people out with what he's done there with just a Spain flag. Yeah, it can be a bit of both. And actually, if he did mean, he's gone to Liverpool, but he doesn't, then he can just say, well, I put the Spanish flag there, which means he was staying in Spain. But yeah, like you said there, hopefully, this deal can get over the line. It feels like he's more interested in Liverpool than he has been interested in any other team when they've came for him, whatever that may be. Maybe it's his age and how he now wants to go and win more trophies, and especially now that he's won something with Real Sociedad, but he's also had the Euros, and sometimes when you get a taste of winning, you want to go and win a bit more. He's 25. Will he win something else with Real Sociedad, or does he now have to move to go and try and win something elsewhere? And also, Xabi Alonso played for Liverpool. That's his little idol. He absolutely adores Liverpool as a city as well. So maybe there's a couple of factors there that make him more determined to go to Liverpool than anywhere else. But like you said there, I could take nothing away from him for not coming to any other team, because, I speak about how much I like loyal footballers and how if you were a Real Sociedad fan, you would absolutely adore this lad for having previously said no to Manchester United, Barcelona, Arsenal and Bayern Munich. But hopefully he can part ways and Real Sociedad be thankful to already what he's given them, but also realise that actually this is a lad that can go on and win many pieces of silverware, and he'd fit right into this Liverpool side. So let's hope that is what will happen. But who knows? There's still quite a way to go right now.
Yeah, no, there is, yeah. And as you said there, I think he will be the perfect fit for what this Liverpool side is evolving into under Arne Slot. We've seen, obviously, a handful of minutes of it now, really, and it doesn't feel like there is that guy, that ideal candidate to be the six. He toyed around with Wataru Endo for a little bit. We've seen Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Curtis Jones do a job in there, but none of them feel ideal. Martin Zubimendi, from what we know of his style, his stylistic nature, is that guy. So let's hope he can get over the line. And again, a lot of the reporting is quite vague around it, and we know Martin Zubimendi is, of course, over in Germany about to play a friendly. Well, he could be about to play a friendly against Union Berlin. The side hasn't been named as of yet, of course. Sociedad were quite clever in using him on the front of their graphic yesterday, which I quite like the shit out of
Yeah,
that, to be honest with you. And as you said there as well, Chloe, I quite like, in a weird way, I'd love him just to come out and go, you know what, Liverpool's my dream move. Like, I'd absolutely adore playing for Liverpool, following the footsteps of Xabi Alonso and Anfield and the European Cups and all that sort of stuff. And we see Liverpool as the be-all and end-all because that's what we know and love. Like, it's absolutely instilled into our bodies. He sees Real Sociedad as exactly that. Like, they are his club, as I said before. They've took him to where he is now in terms of his career. He's just lifted the European Championship for Spain, and he owes so much to that to Sociedad. I'm not hugely surprised that it's taken him so long to actually come to terms with the fact that he could believe in. He'd have started this summer. He's already rejected interest from United, Barcelona, Bayern Munich and Arsenal in the past. He'd have started this summer going, okay, Euros boss, and then I'll just carry on enjoying my life, in San Sebastian with all my friends and my family around me. And all of a sudden, this Liverpool opportunity presented itself. So I'm not shocked. If this was shoes on the other foot and it was Trent, we're seeing that with Real Madrid. We've got the Curtis Jones, maybe a Harvey Elliott, who knows, any of them, we'd be going, hang on, you can't just walk away. So I'd almost want this little bit of and ahhing, as much as I'd like him again, just to go, do you know what, it's Liverpool, see you later, lads. But we'll see what happens. A bit more on him, sort of in terms of the player and in terms of the fit then before we move on. We've touched on it a few times over the past few days. Me and you spoke about it upstairs and stuff like that. Like, it does feel as though he is the chosen one, and all signs point to him being the right chosen one. Is that fair to say? Yeah,
we know that Arne Slot wants to control games more, be in possession more. We've heard him talk about the fact that when you're in possession, you're therefore not giving the opportunities to be scored against. And he's looked at Wataru Endo and seeing the limitations of what he can give you. And don't get me wrong, I love Wataru Endo, but to fit into the system, you need to be a little bit better on the ball. And this is what Zubimendi is. He's not that player who's going to unlock a defence. He's not that kind of player who, will carry the ball all the way up into the opponent's half. What he is, he's that player that sits in between the opposition strikers and gives, the kind of opportunities to receive a pass from any of our back four, from our goalkeeper. And what he does, we've mentioned the word press resistant on your expert. What he does is he beats that press and he gets us out. And by doing that, he also offers triangles for Liverpool to play. And we talk about fluidity. You expect to see him move in between those opposition strikers and forward players to make sure that there is triangles to get us up and out of the pitch. So he is very much not the one who's going to be creating things, having loads of assists. But what he does do, he gets us out of the press and into a load of space, and then he passes it off to those players who are much more creative in those positions. But he is vital for us to be able to get out. We've seen against that United game in pre-season, there was too many times where we lost that ball in dangerous positions on the edge of our box. Manchester United had many, many chances to score and couldn't put it away. What he will do is he's got the least amount of ball turnovers, in the Champions League last season out of the midfielders that was on the stats. And with that, what it means is he's just so good at getting out of tight areas and releasing the rest of our players to move up the pitch. And you need someone like that. You need someone who's going to regain possession, hold the ball. He also, his ball recoveries in the opponent's half is really good. He sniffs out danger very well. He doesn't get into many tackles, as we know, but sometimes that can be a good thing. Sometimes it just means you're ahead of everyone else on the pitch and you're reading the game better. So I think he's a massive addition because he's just so much better on the ball. He doesn't care how many defenders are around him. He's got the calmness and the coolness to just say, pass me that ball and I'll swivel and get us out of here. And I don't know about you, I've really enjoyed our movement and our transition going forward. I like the fluidity, I like the smoothness of it, not necessarily defensively, but going forward. And what he does is he starts that without being a part of it up the other end. So he starts that by allowing us to get out from the back and play out from the back, and then releasing the players further forward into different spaces. So he's a massive addition if he does join us.
No, I agree, yeah. And as you say there, he feels like he will be that link between the defence, because our build-ups, it's definitely changed. We can see that even in the very early stages of Arne Slot's Liverpool. The build-up's changed to become a much calmer, much more patient, and much more just wait and see the opportunities sort of arise. Whereas under Jurgen Klopp, we adored it, we loved it, but it was heavy metal, wasn't it? To coin that whole thing, it just was. It was a frantic. It was how quickly can we get from A to B. Whereas under Arne Slot, you're right, it's a lot more measured, a lot more, okay, let's just wait. And I think Zubimendi would be the ideal foil for that personally, because we have got the likes of McAllister, like Gravenberch, etc., Harvey Elliott in particular, to be more creative, be more flamboyant. If you can allow them to do that with having this guy who's just going to just patrol and orchestrate from deeper and be that conductor, yeah, he feels perfectly suited.
And also if he's, we mentioned the pressing and breaking the press, if he can bring their strikers and maybe another midfielder close to him and he can get us out of that, well, there's half of the opponent's players that you've just already beaten now.
True.
And now you can release the likes of Sobbo and McAllister, Harvey Elliott into space and onto the opponent's back line, and that is vitally important as well, because we know a lot of teams like to press us. We saw how well it worked for the likes of Crystal Palace at Anfield last season.
Atalanta with the ones they pressed the life out of us.
Absolutely killed us. So having him there is very important for the system that Slot wants to play. It's not that Wataru Endo isn't good, it's just that Zubimendi is much more fitted to this style of play.
I actually think that's an important note. We're going to touch on Wataru Endo in a minute before we wrap up, but I actually think a lot of, and I've been guilty of this as well probably, but we are talking down on Wataru Endo only in so much as we don't think he's the right fit. We all think he's a good player,
and we all love him.
Yeah, but it's okay. He can be just not the right fit. Under Jurgen Klopp, he clearly was. He was that firefighter, that destroyer who sat at the base of midfield and ran around again, putting out fires and just winning the ball back. Under Arne Slot, you clearly need a bit more than that. I don't think Wataru Endo is. Go on. Just something to say.
No, I was just going to say that
it's fine.
I speak for me anyway, but I love Wataru Endo in terms of just the character he is. He just gets on with it. He seems so humble. He was welcoming of another midfielder to come in and actually challenge him, which, is kind of it's good and it's bad because you should want to be number one, but also he sat back there and decided to put the best for Liverpool in favour instead of the best for him. So I can't say enough positive words about Wataru Endo. And for what he is, he's good at it. It's just a case of he's not the correct fit in terms of the style for what Slot wants to play. He wants someone to be able to have the ball under pressure and help us get out of that. He wants someone who can turn on the ball. He's not there for that destroyer who goes sliding into tackles here, there and everywhere. He's more keep possession, regain it, and also, every so often you can spread the ball out wide, but actually it's more important that you just give it to the other creative players and just keep us ticking over. Yeah,
exactly. I think he's going to bring that and a hell of a lot more, to be honest with you. Okay, lots of people asking for updates on Zubimendi. Unfortunately, we don't have any major ones. Only what we've brought you so far. It very much remains the same case. People talk about the potential number he could be taking as well if he was to arrive. I think the 14 is just an absolute must, isn't it, to be honest with you? I am trying my best for updates for you. Before we have anything else on him, let's quickly touch upon Adam Wharton. According to Team Talk, Liverpool and Manchester United are tracking Adam Wharton. The report says Team Talk can exclusively reveal that Manchester United and Liverpool are keen to swoop for the midfielder who, alongside Eze and Gay, went to the Euros with England. I mean, what that information has to do with this, I've got no idea. Arsenal appears to be linked with a move for Wharton, but looks set to complete a deal for former Newcastle midfielder Mikel Moreno from Real Sociedad. I mean, great player, wonderful player. I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, had you have offered me Zubimendi or Wharton, I'd have been all over Adam Wharton, and that probably still is the case, to be honest with you. But then it came out that I think he's upwards of 100 million. I mean, it's not my money, so ultimately who's asked. But at the same time, that doesn't feel very Liverpool-like. I mean, he's only been in the Premier League for 6 months. He joined Crystal Palace from Blackburn in January, I want to say. Great player. Great player. Younger than Zubimendi, hell of a lot to like. But similar to what we said with Guimaraes earlier, if the Zubimendi one gets over the line, that means any other deal, certainly the midfield department, is dead in the water. Yeah, and Adam Wharton, I do like the look of. When he first joined Palace at the start of the season, I looked at him and he looked a little bit rusty in the games, and obviously because he is a youngster who's just came into that side. But the more the season went on, the more you were really, really impressed with him. I think he is a bit more of a destroyer than Zubimendi, but also is quite good with passing and getting up the pitch and out dangerous areas. But like you said there, was he 19? 100 mil or upwards of 100 mil for him. Liverpool were willing to do that with Caicedo, who had a little bit more experience. And to be fair, at the time, I thought he was the best available DM out there, out of the players who you could potentially get. Now I've realised that's very much not the case, because for Chelsea, he had quite a bad season. And I just think it's a risk for Liverpool, because at the age of 19, we started with Stefan Bajcetic. Stefan Bajcetic has had injuries here and there just from growing and getting, being played maybe too many times. You spend 100 mil on a lad and you expect him to come in and play every single game. He's the similar ages to Stefan Bajcetic. Do they limit each other's development? And also, it's a case of
anything could happen to that lad who's still growing, where at the age of 25 you feel like a lot of your growing's already past you. He's played in La Liga for a long time with Real Sociedad. He's featured in the Europa League and also in the Champions League. So you just have a little bit more faith that Zubimendi could, deal with the physicality for longer. But Adam Wharton is such a good player. And if Manchester United get him, I reckon he'll be destined to go to City in like 12 months' time. I will be devastated when that happens. But I can understand why Liverpool maybe haven't gone for him just yet. But maybe with another year under his belt or so, you might see something else happen. But yeah, what a footballer.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. Yeah, he would have been or could be a potential brilliant signing for somebody. But again, I don't see Liverpool doing that. Maybe it's just not enough of a sample size at the top level to go and do it either, but certainly not for in and around the £100 million mark. Okay, we'll quickly address the Jadon Danns situation. David Lynch, friend of the show yesterday, said that Jadon Danns will not be going out on loan. Any prospects of that have been thwarted due to another injury, and he'll be staying at the club until at least the January transfer window. There had been murmurings of a move to Plymouth to join with Wayne Rooney, of course, down there, but they can now be written off because he will instead be recuperating at the AXA training centre. Shame this, Chloe. You talk about Lewis Koumas and sort of what that might mean for him in terms of going out and getting some proper sort of experience under his belt, playing first team footy in the Championship, really good level, coming up against men, centre-halves, week in, week out, and sort of really learning and sort of honing your craft. Jadon Danns, unfortunately, isn't going to get the opportunity.
No, yeah, that is devastating for him, devastating for us as well, because from the sample size that we saw last season, I thoroughly enjoyed watching Jadon Danns. It was a Southampton with his little dink where you sat there thinking that lad's a teenager here and he's got the composure to do that against obviously then a Championship side, but now further up. So it is devastating for him, but also these hard moments make you better and define you as a player. Make sure you use it in the positive way that you can. He'll be at Liverpool, which means that he'll be getting the best physios, recoveries, all of that. And hopefully, in January, it seems like a while to go now, but as long as he can get himself back fit in January, maybe he can have a spell then. And maybe he can feature in our FA Cup, Carabao Cup games if he can get fit. But like you said there, really devastating because he played so well. He scored those 2 goals. I want to say it was against Fulham, but honestly, it's been that long. I don't know.
Southampton.
Was that against Southampton?
Yeah.
Who else did he score against then? Or did he just post 3 times about it on Insta?
Because
I was looking at his Insta yesterday and there was 3 different moments from
He came on in different games. He came on at Forest away.
He got a head injury and that.
Yeah, concussed after
but
that.
But fair play, because he put his head in somewhere where I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
But either way, look, I enjoyed the return from him last season, and it's something that will be devastating to him because he could have gone and improved so much. Oh my God, I thought you were going to say there's an update there you looked at your phone and I just crapped myself
I get a million notifications. It comes with the territory, unfortunately. No, it was just the FA Cup goals. I thought it was. He came on in different. He came in the Europa League.
Well, he posted 3 times about it because I saw one with Harvey Elliott. And then I saw one of just his own where he was just sliding.
With the 2?
No, he didn't. I didn't see that one.
Okay.
But that was also instinctive goals. I might be thinking, what I'm thinking of? United away with his back heel in the Premier League too. That was filth.
Heavy,
Absolute filth.
Heavy. Okay, shame I'm getting that footy. And I was actually quite, as much as it pains me to say, I was quite looking forward to seeing him work under Wayne Rooney, but I kind of was. Like, as much as I've said this numerous times, as much as managerial track record isn't,
but as a striker, he's a joke.
As a young scout striker who knows what it's like to have a lot of hype around you, who knows where the back of the neck is. I mean, it doesn't really come much better, does it? Again, as much as I don't like talking about it. Okay, let's quickly address the Zubimendi situation before we go again, just in terms of where we know we're at and stuff like that. I am trying to get updates all the time, by the way.
I would like to know your percentage of whether you think, where's your percentage on thinking it's going to happen?
Still high. Yeah, it's still high. I still think it's 80-20. Likely to, he's going to be a red. Yeah.
When do you reckon it'll be over the line then?
This weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, purely based on opinion.
And is he your number 1?
Yeah, probably is actually. I think when it emerged the other day, obviously we got the David Ornstein mystery update. And it was like Liverpool like a midfielder, not in the Premier League. Straight away you have to rule out Bruno Guimaraes, Adam Wharton. So then you just start looking at who that could be. Obviously your Edisons, your Varellas.
Who's the Porto lad?
Alan Varela, yeah. You think about him. I think out of those, that crop, of sort of the people that suited the play style and suited what we're trying to do, I think Zubimendi probably was top of that list then, because that wide array of possibilities was suddenly shrunk to 7 or 8 names potentially. I think Zubimendi probably does come on top of that. But yeah, probably about 80-20 in terms of it actually happening. In terms of the update itself, Fabrizio Romano last night said the player was really, really tempted by this possibility. He believes that Liverpool is really something special. Yeah, we know that. He rejected many clubs in recent years, but he believes Liverpool could be something really special for his career. On one side, he's very tempted by this possibility. On the other side, Real Sociedad, after they understood Liverpool were coming in very strong, were prepared to negotiate around the release clause, started working with their board to keep Martin Zubimendi at the club, presenting their idea, quite literally presenting it as well, in the way of a PowerPoint, for decision with the manager, also taking Martin Zubimendi directly to persuade him. Zubimendi is now in, I quote, a beautiful situation. You have Liverpool asking for you and your club wanted to keep you, but at the same time, it's complicated for the guy to make a decision. Now, we know, Chloe, we know about the food, we know about the mountains, we know about the sun.
The sun would probably keep me there, to be honest.
Really? Okay, right, yeah. So with all that in mind...
If I wasn't a Liverpool fan, obviously. Liverpool was based in Spain and someone from Liverpool, England, asked me to go and move there, I'd be like, sun, really, innit?
Yeah, fair enough.
But, I'm not at the top level of football, so...
Okay, with all that in mind then, what's your percentage?
I'll go. You went 80, which I felt was a bit high. I won't lie. I'm not worried per se, but also, if that presentation has the best tapas on it, and the sun, some of the mountains that Liverpool maybe can't give him, I'm probably at a 72%. There we go. We're not doing fives over here. We're doing 72%.
72%.
Yeah.
That's incredibly random.
It's just the fact that Florian Plettenberg's not put like a...
No, but I know what Florian Plettenberg meant by that.
I get what he's done, but also just put a red circle on it and then everyone... it's like you've not 100% committed to doing it. But also, I said this yesterday, Paul Joyce does not tweet. He doesn't... He will not try and ruin his track record. He's just not the type to do that. So unless it was very, very close... you don't hear from Paul Joyce. So I think yesterday it was actually really, really close to being done. And obviously they've came in with a PowerPoint presentation. And I'll say this, if he stays at Real Sociedad, because it's his boyhood club, then I can't say anything. Because if I was in that position and one of our Scouse lads wanted to go, and they stuck with us no matter how badly or how good we're doing, I'd absolutely adore them. So I can't take that away from him. But if it is a PowerPoint of tapas that has made you change your mind to not come to Liverpool, then you're probably not the player for us then, really.
No, I get that. I'll be honest with you though, I'd be interested in seeing that PowerPoint.
I would too.
I quite like tapas.
I wonder how much I'd sit there and actually think, decent actually pointy.
As proposals go, I've heard worse.
Have you?
The prospect of mountains and tapas, that is a little bit of
and
me.
sun, yeah, it is delightful.
Introduce into a pan of your grand scouse from Catholic Zach. Yeah, I mean, what
could we offer him? Grey skies.
Well, somebody a moment ago, Matthew said San Sebastian isn't even that sunny overall. Having lived a couple of kilometres across the French border, proper rainy from autumn to early summer. Somebody said that to me this morning, actually, and I did not believe them, but I was like, I just assumed it was.
In that case, then, the grey skies aren't that bad over here. No. What else could we offer him, though, from Liverpool? You could have some scouse. We can give him scouse.
Cuisine-wise? We've got loads of tapas.
Because Spain, I just instantly think of paella. So sorry, I'm just being really bad here. Sangria, sun.
What'll be the drink of Liverpool like?
Everyone would say a can of Coke because of that chicken and a can of Coke thing, wouldn't they?
Yeah, true, yeah. Does it have a drink? Do you have a drink? I don't think I had a drink, do we?
Do you have a drink?
Yeah, Champions League night at Anfield is a very good point. And do you know what?
That's a point.
Champions League, just full stop, is a point.
It is just Anfield, really, that we can offer him. Atmosphere.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else we could offer him.
Yeah, lots of things for Liverpool Football Club. Anyway, sound. I think that'll do us. Sorry we couldn't come in and tell you that Liverpool will definitely sign Zubimendi, but we just don't know that.
Bet your arse if they do in the next 3-4 hours, we will still be here.
We'll be back. Yeah, tapas is good, but we should entice him with Greg sausage rolls for life.
A Greg sausage roll is top tier, to be fair.
Chicken and a can of Coke, lads. Baked beans, talks of
I like
jokes.
baked
There's a lot
beans,
of stuff
beans
coming
on
in there.
toast is good.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's probably time to wrap up.
It's probably all we can offer.
Yeah, okay, Sans, that was your Liverpool news update, believe it or not. Unfortunately, I come back to it, we don't have a proper update for you because it doesn't exist. What can we do about it? It is what it is. We keep getting lots of little snippets, potential vague, sort of cryptic things going on. But if he plays against Union Berlin later on tonight, it's 6 o'clock UK time kick-off that, so keep an eye out for that. If he plays against them tonight, we might know a little bit more about what's going on.
Yeah. But if he doesn't, and they've just put him on a graphic because...
If he doesn't,
get ready,
start
everybody.
the engines. Anyway, we will see you all again very soon. Take it easy. Goodbye.